Hi everyone and welcome to this Harley Quinn Birds of Prey makeup tutorial. I will be showing you how to complete this look from her most recent movie, and that's all I have to say. So without further ado, enjoy! Hello, it is me, voiceover Laura, and I will be holding your hand throughout this tutorial. Just want to firstly apologize for how blurry the logos are on the products when I show them to the camera, because I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know why my camera doesn't focus. But anyway, I just came out of the shower, so I've got super fresh skin, so toning first. After my toner has sunken into my skin, I use the Sukin facial moisturizer, and I just use one pump of that and I just put it on my face, I guess. Yeah. Don't hate me, but I totally forgot to put on primer, so if you do have primer, now would be the time. I use Kat Von D's Lock-It Foundation in the colour Light 41 Neutral. As you can see, I'm having a great time with my camera. I apply 1.5 pumps of this foundation over my face with my fingers. You can choose to use a brush if you wish. I just find this is the fastest method, and then I go in with a beauty blender. This is my favourite foundation for Harley because it's such a natural looking white, and it's got super high coverage to cover your natural skin tone or any blemishes. Basically, I distribute the foundation evenly across my face and then bring it down my neck. I will speed up this process for you, and I just blend it in with a beauty blender. Next up is concealer. I'm using Kat Von D's Lock-It Concealer in the shade L1 Neutral. I really do like staying with the same brands for foundation and concealer because I feel like they blend the best together. I only apply the concealer underneath the rings of my eyes, and then I blend it in with the same beauty blender. Now that we have finally finished our base, it is time to set it with some RCMA No Color Powder. I swear by this powder. I also use it for the tattoos, which you'll see later in the video, but it is seriously the bee's knees and there is absolutely no color, and that's what we want when we have a white foundation base. So I just pour this onto a palette, and then using a powder brush, I just press this all over my face. This is a new foundation trick that I just learnt from a Doja Cat makeup tutorial. It's just putting powder on my finger and pressing that onto the fine lines underneath my eyes. It's going to bake there for a little bit, and then we'll wipe off the excess later. Welcome. Eyebrow time. So I first start by just brushing through with a normal spoolie, and then I move on to my favorite eyebrow palette in the world, which is the Models Prefer Essential Brow Kit in shade light to medium. I use the putty on the left hand side, which is quite dark even though the color is light, and I just put that onto an angled brush. From here, I create an eyebrow shape that is as similar to Margot's as I can. Margot has really thick eyebrows, so even though mine are quite thin, I like to make them look a bit bushier, and I like to keep the eyebrow shape very flat. She doesn't have a large arch, and I think that helps to emulate the makeup of the character. Last step for eyebrows, I use an Essence eyebrow pencil, which only cost me $2 in the shade brown, and I use the pencil to sharpen the ends of my eyebrows and get some more definition. Once I've put the pencil on, I then spoolie it through, and then I'm happy with my eyebrows. Just before I start doing my eyeshadow, I wipe off the excess from the mini bake that we did under our eyes, and we should have no fine lines in our foundation now. I am using the Ofra highlighter in Glazed Donut. It is super cool. I like to use this highlighter for Harley because it's basically just white highlighter, and it's very effective. So using my fingers, I press it into the inner corners of my eyes. Next up, I have this BYS Metallics palette. I bought this like 6 years ago for $5 and it's been very useful. I'm going to be using the lightest shade of silver here, which is in the bottom left corner. She has this color all over her eyelid and I'll be pressing that on with my finger. The final eyeshadow I'll be using is in the Naked Urban Decay palette. It is in the far right corner and it's called Gunmetal. I'm using some random blending brush that I just found in my makeup bag, and I'm putting it underneath my eye and all in the crease. Because it's such a dark color, I use this sparingly and then it takes a lot of time to blend out. So just use some patience here, and less is more. You can always build it up. Here I've very briefly gone back to the glazed donut highlighter. I felt like I needed to make my eyeshadow a bit more shimmery and brighter on my eyelids, so I've just pressed some more on my eyelids over the top of the silver we already put on. For eyeliner, I am using Soft Kohl in Black by Rimmel, and I'm just lining the bottom of my eye and the top of my lid. There is no stress to do a really neat job here because we will be blending it out shortly. Now I've gone ahead with a blending brush and I'm just trying to smooth out the eyeliner and just make it look really creamy and seamless. Doing the bottom of my eye is easy, but when it comes to the top, I don't think I've got a very good method. As you can see here, I stretch out my eye, which is not ideal, but it works for me. And there you have the eyeshadow. Next step is not compulsory, but I use clear eyes just because I've been playing with eyeshadow and I tend to get eyeshadow in my eyes and my eyes go red. So I just use clear eyes to clear up my eyes and make them look nice and white. So it's painful but great. For mascara, I always use Maybelline Illegal Length in black. It's literally the only mascara I've ever used and it's the best. And I just do 2 coats of mascara. Tattoo time! So these are the tattoos that I make and sell on my Etsy store. These are the Birds of Prey, but I also have Suicide Squad Harley tattoos available, and for the purpose of this tutorial I will only be doing the Rotten and Heart tattoo. So to put on the tattoos I need pros-aide, which is prosthetic adhesive, and we cut out the tattoo and then we put prosthetic adhesive on the tattoo, then we put prosthetic adhesive on our skin, and then we wait for both of them to dry, and then we put the tattoo on our skin, and then after the tattoo's on our skin, we put a wet sponge on it, and then we peel off the design, then we powder it dry, then we put prosthetic adhesive back on the skin again, then we powder it dry, and then you've got finally a finished tattoo. Putting these tattoos on is an extremely long and grueling process, but this is exactly how they do it for the movie and in special effects in general, so I do swear by this method. I have done a specialized YouTube tutorial. I will put a link down below. In the tattoo tutorial, I break down the application process step by step, and I also answer a lot of frequently asked questions, including tattoo care and removal tips. Definitely check out the link I've left in the description box below if you want more information about the tattoo process. For contouring, I'm going back to the Naked Urban Decay palette and I'm using the color Naked. I'm using an eyeshadow blending brush for this, and we're just trying to make it as subtle as possible, so use the product very sparingly, and I'm just doing my cheekbones here. Next up is blush. I'm using NARS in the color Orgasm, and it is a really stunning color that I use every day. I use it super sparingly, so definitely pat off all the excess if you can, and I just gently pat that onto my face. I don't want to move any product anywhere, and just super subtle. We are once again revisiting the glazed donut highlighter, and I'm just very gently highlighting my cheekbones, and I also highlight the very tip of my nose. This is not accurate to the movie, but I just think it looks cute and it looks really great in photos. I'm lining my lips with a standard red lip liner by Rimmel. As I do with my eyebrows, I like to change the natural shape of what I have to suit the character, and Margot's bottom lip is a lot fuller than mine, so I tend to overline my bottom lip ever so slightly just to give it that extra little detail. I'm using the lipstick NYX Suede in the colour Spicy. I'm convinced that the lipstick that they use in the movie is a tiny bit darker, but my drugstore just didn't have any other colours, so I went with this and I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out. Little trick to stop any lipstick getting on your teeth, just suck your finger and then that's all the lipstick that would have been on your teeth. So that is all of the makeup done. The next step is moving on to the wig. I part my hair just off center because her wig is also off center, and then I braid my hair into two. With bobby pins, I fasten the two braids at the back of my head. I know there are probably better ways to put on a wig cap, but this is like a fast, cheap way that I like to do instead of just spending so much time doing hairpin curls. I find this works best. Then I put on a wig cap, super easy, and then I grab my wig. I have 2 videos on my channel about this wig, how I made it, and also where I got the base from. So you can find those on my channel. I just spend some time readjusting the pigtails and styling the wig, and then we're all done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this tutorial helps you with your cosplay, and make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, that's it. Bye!